Hey guys, what's up? If you want to know who you are and why you do the things that you do, you're in the right place. We are dissecting our birth chart, aka our natal chart. And yes, we're talking about astrology. So we're starting a new series and we're talking about ascendant signs. You know, that's part of the big three. So let's go ahead and stay tuned in, tapped, and turn on. So today we're talking about Aries Ascendants. So this is a very masculine, cardinal, and also a fire sign. So this person is very strict on what they'll fucking put up with. Let's go ahead and tap into it. Aries Ascendants don't really have that approachable, friendly type of energy. They might be quiet and rather remote. Now, if something irritates this person, the fighting gonna come out. During Aries Ascendant's childhood, they may have moved around a lot, so this person has gained some protection barriers and a belligerent attitude. So the problem is this person can actually really lash out on somebody that doesn't even have the intention of hurting them. Aries Ascendants have a tendency to leave home early because of that reason. And they may leave home based off of maybe the career that they choose or because they married young. Some careers that an Aries Ascendant would be good at would be armed forces, engineering, construction, or property management. So Aries Ascendants, you guys are very ambitious, also very impulsive, hella high energy, and just super active. So Aries Ascendants, your purpose is mastery and leadership. Reason being is because the drive and the passion that you have is going to influence other people. Today we're talking about Taurus Ascendants. So this is an earth sign. It's also feminine energy and it's fixed. So this is the type of person that will put their foot into something and will not let up. Let's go ahead and tap into it. They're orderly, organized, easygoing, and very composed. Taurus Ascendants can have a really good mind, but they can be overly sensitive and very difficult to work with or live with. And they may waste a lot of opportunities. Their family life, they could have grown up, very well materialistically, but emotionally, it wasn't that great. Their parents could have been very demanding or neurotic. Or school teachers or schoolmates made this person feel hella small. They could be very artistic, creative, clever, and also very organized. Some careers would be good for a Taurus Ascendant would be like beauty, fashion, show business, music, singing, things of that nature. Maybe even a cook or a designer, even farming or construction. Taurus Ascendant's purpose is structure, security, and stability. Since they have such a practical approach to life, Taurus energy doesn't like to change shit, but they also like to make people feel very comfortable. Today we're discussing Gemini Ascendant. So this is an air sign. It's also masculine energy and it's mutable. So with Gemini Ascendants, they actually do a lot better when they have a loving partner and there's no shortage of ideas for them. Let's go ahead and tap into it. I call Gemini Ascendants the orphan because even though they may not even be an orphan in life, they may have felt like one. And the reason why I say that is because this person probably grew up with a very dysfunctional family or just felt unlucky. Pretty much their childhood was difficult as hell. A Gemini rising child is very smart, like super intelligent, but they felt probably in their childhood that they never fit in school or even with their own family. But later on in life, if they find something of interest, they study that shit to a T, they're going to be super successful and more settled. Gemini Ascendants are hella funny, social, entertaining, logical, but they can seem very brittle, possibly even hard to approach. If they seem kind of hard to approach, like they have a hard shell, it's because they put that facade on because in their childhood, what they've been through, they kind of want to hide their vulnerability, even if they have a kind heart. If you see Gemini Ascendant, they're business-like and they walk around all tough. Since Gemini Ascendants are really good with communication and they're very fast at learning something, they could be really good with music. They could be a writer or in some type of media, but they're very social too at the same time. So maybe driving a taxi or a bus. There's something within the public because they make friends very easily. Maybe at a shop or a store. It might be even a good mechanic. Or they could coach some kids in a sport. Today we're discussing if you're a Cancer Ascendant. So this is a water sign, also cardinal as well, and it's feminine energy. But this person cannot be pushed far. Let's go ahead and dive in. As you can see, a Cancer rising can be very intuitive, emotional, sensitive, sympathetic, all the things. They can appear as a very good role model. Now, they can be very friendly, very hospitable, and just really all in all there for you, very helpful. So a Cancer rising could have been the oldest child in the family or carry on lots of duties and responsibilities at a young age. It's kind of like that movie, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, where it's like the kid acts like the adult and takes care of everybody. Yeah, that's a Cancer Ascendant. Cancer rising would be really good as far as work as like a chef, an architect, a social worker, something with water, things of that nature. Now, don't fuck with a Cancer rising because they can be very difficult, they can be very fucking demanding, and they can be hella selfish. If a Cancer Ascendant feels attacked, they can get very fucking moody and they can lack a lot of confidence, very ill-tempered. So when they're under attack, they can really just shut off the world or just want to go home. And they could damage you psychologically. And don't get me wrong, you may not know who a Cancer Ascendant is because on the outside, they can be very pleasant and their appearance can be non-threatening. So you might not know who a Cancer Ascendant could be. We're talking about Leo Ascendant. So this is a fixed sign. It's fire energy and also masculine energy as well. Leo signs are quite hard to change. This makes them very loyal. And they kind of usually tend to stay in situations longer than they need to. Let's tap in. Leo Ascendants are, very kind-hearted, positive, charismatic. They're also super friendly and very charming. They can be very affectionate and overall just hella fun. So a childhood for a Leo Ascendant, possibly they went through, someone telling them that they were slow, they were irritating, super talkative, expensive, or just kind of in the way. But it's like on the flip side, their parents wanted the best for them. So later on, this actually equates to that later on in life where Leo Ascendants are super successful. So Leo Ascendants would be very good at as far as a designer, as far as in fashion, beauty, anything in liberal arts. Also, maybe even a motivational speaker. Leo Ascendants are known to be very good parents to their children based off of how they were treated when they were younger. They're very hardworking. It's super pleasant to be around. Leo Ascendant's purpose is to uplift others with their bright, sunny, and positive attitude. People enjoy being around warm, high, spiritual energy, and you encourage others to feel hopeful and joyful. Virgo Ascendants are earth signs, okay? They're also mutable, and this is feminine energy, which makes them appear very flexible. But we all know earth signs are stubborn as fuck. So let's go ahead and get into it. Virgo risings are very logical, they're super precise, and they're hella good at analyzing data. And they're super observant too. Observant, did I say that right? Virgo Ascendants, as far as in their childhood, they were very loud and very demanding. So it's like they never won the approval of their parents when they were younger. Virgo Ascendants can also be hella picky about their clothes, things that they wear, even the food that they eat. Now, it's also known that Virgo Ascendant, it's hard for them to kind of get anywhere when they're climbing throughout the years because they either have a fear of success or a fear of losing. But all in all, they're hella funny. They're a really good friend to have, very hardworking and very dedicated as well. They could also be very excellent parents, and the only downfall to having kids is that they're going to push their kids to be as successful as them. So that could be a double-edged sword. Virgo Ascendant's job would be very good at something with media, being a CEO, owning their own business, property management, things of that nature. And their purpose is to teach in various ways. People are inspired by the ideas and insights that a Virgo rising has to offer. Today we are discussing Libra Ascendants, okay? So Libra is an air sign, okay? Which is also cardinal and masculine energy. If you guys want a screenshot. So Libra is a confusing sign as it is masculine, but it's ruled by the most feminine of the planets, which is Venus. Which means Libra risings do what they want and they can't be pushed around. And as an air sign, this person is great to talk to, very good with exchanging ideas with, but it may take some time to get things off the ground. Let's tap in. So if you're a Libra Ascendant, your childhood, you may have had a good upbringing, but the only factor is that your parents probably bought your love. They would buy you things instead of giving you the attention that you really needed. The side note is that a lot of Libra Ascendants, they look good, and so they use their looks to their advantage to get what they want in life and to get out of sticky situations. So despite Libra Ascendants' good looks, they can be very fucking charming, as you can see here. Peaceful, romantic, hopeful. They're very good homemakers. They can make good cooks. They can be very good hosts for parties and stuff like that. Careers for Libra Ascendants, they'd be really good with something with law because they like to justify things. They'd also be very good in the catering business, even working at an art gallery, doing some agency type of work. Libra Ascendants like things that are beautiful and that look good. They could have OCD. They like art, music, things that are pleasant. And they could be a huge ass flirt too. Now, even though Libra Ascendants don't like people that are unpleasant, themselves too in relationships, they could be unreliable or confrontational for no fucking reason. So they really need a strong partner in life. Today we're discussing Scorpio Ascendants, aka rising sign. So this is water, okay? The element of water. And it's also a fixed sign in feminine energy. So Scorpio risings are a very strong sign because it's ruled by Mars, because they can put up with a lot. But with it also being a water sign, they can be very intuitive. Also, maybe get into mediumship or astrology. So let's go ahead and tap in. Oh wait, here's your screenshot. Okay. In their family life, Scorpio Ascendants were born into a loving family, but they were put in some very difficult situations in their childhood. So growing up, this can make a Scorpio rising feel kind of out of place, and also very vulnerable, very sensitive, having like a cautious attitude with very deep feelings. And they kind of hide themselves from the outside world. Scorpio Ascendants are actually very observant. They can be mysterious, clever. They can also be very intuitive, logical, super friendly, and very private. So Scorpio Ascendants jobs, they'd be really good at something with law or forensics, because as soon as they look at you, they can read your ass. They can pretty much read the room wherever they go. They can also do maybe armed forces, something with money, mortgages, or insurance. Scorpio Ascendants definitely want to be liked. However, as far as real, true friendships go, they're few and far between. They're really good with family, but as far as relationships, it may be hard for them to stay with one person for too long. Now, they can be a very caring parent, but they may not be consistent. And them too can also be kind of difficult and fussy, which can make them be a little bit hard to be around sometimes. Scorpio Ascendant's purpose is observing details. Like I said earlier, they can enjoy investigating or researching information, and others are inspired by their sense of focus. So go ahead and get your screenshot for Sagittarius rising. This is a masculine energy. It's a fire sign. It's also mutable. Sag risings are super restless. Like, they want to keep learning, they want to keep experiencing, and they want to keep traveling. So it's kind of hard to grasp a Sagittarius rising. You have to be super fucking interesting. Let's go ahead and tap into it. So Sagittarius rising is all about feeling free and having adventure and getting out there in the world, right? So they, in their childhood, they could have left their home at a very young age, whether it was bad or good. They definitely like to experience many different lifestyles before they actually settle down with someone. On a side note, as far as their family life too, if they were born up like super religious or something of that nature, whatever their beliefs were in their family, later on they start to question that shit and they gain their own beliefs. I kind of like Sag risings because their energy is just unmatched. It's like whenever they're in a room and then they leave, it's like, oh, Elvis left the building. It's like, you know, when a Sag rising has left the room. They have a kind heart, they have really good intentions, they're restless, very fortunate, high energy, super spontaneous, and very progressive in life. And also super intelligent. Did I say that already? Very knowledgeable. Now, when you come across a Sag rising, you're gonna know, because it's gonna be like whenever they give you information, it's like reading an encyclopedia. Like, that's how intelligent they are. They could be astrologers, deal with spiritual matters. They could be a teacher, a coach, an instructor of some sort, teaching like religion or even philosophy. Sagittarius just really light up the room because they're so charismatic and they have like this sense of humor that it just makes you want to stay around them. So Sagittarius' purpose is definitely to stay optimistic, and their confidence is going to take them different places, okay? They're also going to have very positive results when they focus on that and take more chances in life, okay? And they inspire others to be open to other opportunities. So we're talking about Capricorn Ascendant. Oh, let me get out the way. You got to get y'all screenshots. So this is a cardinal sign. So this person might be quiet and unassuming on the surface, but they're hard to push around, okay? Also, it's a feminine earth sign, which gives endurance. Let's go ahead and tap. Capricorn's rising's childhood. They probably grew up in a poor neighborhood, so lots of poverty there. Also, too, they could have had a sick father or a sick family member. Lots of children, possibly. Also, too, they could have had asthma or eczema when they were younger, too, and kind of missed out on a lot of school activities. So Capricorn risings are not only very dependable, idealistic, hella funny, and patient, but also they could have like a resting bitch face where they look serious all the time. They have a really old soul and very diligent. Capricorn risings are very ambitious, so if they know there's something that needs to be done, they're not going to moan and bitch about it. They're just going to get it done and then go home and rest their feet. They also learned how to take life very seriously, which means they probably started working at a very young age and learned how to save money. And also, later on in the years, they start taking life a little bit more serious. Capricorn risings are also very efficient and capable of getting a job done, and also, as you see, very disciplined. So as far as when they get a job, they know how to get the job done. So they could be very useful to employers. They can even help increase revenue at a business. Capricorn risings are big dick energy, okay? So they can grow up to be in any type of business. But also what they would want to do is either manage or be a CEO of their own organization. Capricorn risings are also very loving. They're super fucking loyal, and they, number one, take care of their family. Even if they met you later on, you have kids by somebody else, they're going to take care of them kids too, and your family. And when Capricorn risings definitely get somewhere in life, they're known to really take care of their parents in their older years. So today we're talking about the Aquarius Ascendant sign. So let me move out the way so y'all can screenshot. This is a masculine energy. It's also a fixed sign. So this person finishes what they start, and they really uphold a status quo. But it's also an air sign, so they enjoy the world of ideas and meeting a variety of people. Let's go ahead and tap into. As far as Aquarius rising in their childhood, they could have had a sick father or maybe a father that wasn't present. So Aquariuses are very independent minded. So they probably started at a young age of getting shit done on their own. But they're very loved, and they were so likable in their childhood. Due to the fact that Aquarius Ascendants have like a very independent type of nature, in school, they probably weren't so great at academic subjects, but they're very good at things that were technical or sports. So since Aquarius risings are very technical, they could have OCD, but as far as careers go, they could go into teaching, something with law, something with politics, something that where they can bring out their originality and just be very inventive. So although Aquarius rising can be very popular, very charming, idealistic, funny, open-minded, they're very intelligent and hella ambitious. Ooh, 11. Aquarius risings are very loving. Oh, and did I mention they can also be like a humanitarian, but this is a person that would definitely take care of their family and other people in their family as well. They can also be hella unpredictable, but they mean well. Now, Aquarius risings will kind of act like they don't give a fuck, even though they mean well, but that's just their energy. Like, they don't like to show weakness, and they never really like to show their emotions. Like, you really gotta like gain their trust in order to break that shit open. So Aquarius risings, they like to get out, travel, get out, travel. Did I say that? Get out and travel. So they like to meet a lot of people. So this is a person that can date multiple people at once, possibly. Just putting that out there. So we are talking about Pisces Ascendants, aka Pisces rising. So on the face of it, it should be a losing sign, but as a feminine, it's mutable and of a water element, it's very strong, and possibly because these people develop so much on an inner or spiritual level rather than leaning on anybody else. So let's go ahead and tap into. Now, just off rip, like this is an unusual like rising sign. It's usually more common in the Western Hemisphere, not so much the UK or the US. So as a Pisces rising sign, in their childhood, they probably grew up in a difficult environment. Could have been due to like family health issues, things of that nature. Pisces risings could have also been like in the hospital when they were younger due to certain accidents that happened to them. So that caused them to be away from family, miss certain events, and they kind of just feel lonely growing up their whole life. So they could have been hella lonely even at school, like trying to fit into different groups didn't work out. So this is a person that definitely likes to be in hermit mode and definitely more than likely likes to be at home. So they could be a homebody. The Pisces risings are very creative, very loving, very expressive and sentimental. So this is a person that definitely found a way to resolve their issues by just going within. They're super deep. Pisces risings are super creative, but they like to go into something liberal. So they could do something with music, they could be poets, they can draw hella good, they could be artists, singers, you name it. Pisces risings could have been very sporty, so anything that's active as far as later on in a career too, they'd be very good at, because in school they weren't so good at the academic portion. Pisces risings are also very spiritual. They could be mediums or mystics. Pisces rising signs have a bad rep because they can be known as like super gentle or weak. So that can cause them to be very hostile later on, even though they don't even need to be, but they just have this barrier, this shell that they have to put on to protect themselves. And they can be helpful when they want to be, but if not, they're unpleasant as fuck. Don't get them in a bad mood. But if you want to know what your rising sign is, go ahead and click the link in my bio, click the button that says free natal chart, click like and follow for more.